Bitcoin had massive manipulation near this zone in the last 24 hours, so let's see what's going on with it today. Good morning, traders. Welcome back to the channel, and we are back with Bitcoin this time on a slightly different view. So basically, during the times when most Europeans were asleep, as included us, but we were not actually asleep, we had these massive manipulations. Basically, six Twitter account got compromised, and they just published a tweet about telling that ETF has been approved. So all the ETFs, not just one ETF on the Bitcoin. But in a matter of 10-15 minutes, we found out that it was complete fake news and prices had this nice liquidity movement, meaning we had a nice touch towards this 48k zone, which was the major last resistance zone, which was and still is holding the price. And after we found out that it was all fake news and full manipulation, we had a nice dump to this lower zone, meaning back to this 45k zone. So basically $3,000 of market price movement just in less than 24 hours. So after this, we had a nice rejection happening, and since today we of course shared with you again one more technical analysis update. Who is following us on the Telegram has seen it already. So we told you all guys that once we had this fake news, we are going back to the lower zones, meaning retesting this 45k zone and potentially going for a breakdown here. So what we actually learned from this ETF news that was approved or not approved is basically people are ready to go for a sell position. So upon going or publishing this fake rumor on the Twitter, people started buying in, but within minutes they started to dump, and once people found out that it was fake news, it dumped even harder, of course. So with that being said, this video is going to be very short and very informative, but from here on we can actually learn from the history, meaning as we had this fake news of the ETF, we saw that people were actually ready to go for sell positions. So for now, we're not very optimistic on the Bitcoin ETF, and even if we are going to see it approved in the next 7 days, there is high chances of seeing maybe one last touch to this 48k zone, and eventually we will still go to the lower zones, meaning to this fair value gap zone, which is near 34k zone or 32k zone. So from the previous technical analysis, we also mentioned that the major liquidity zone is near this zone here, which is 48k zone. So with this being said, as always, trade safe. Always wait for confirmations on all kinds of news, or I don't know, any information that you try to observe, as we are still living in 2024 where technology is way too advanced and all the AIs and voiceovers can be manipulated very easily. So always double check all the information that you try to obtain. So again, trade safe, trade smart, and see you in the next session.